Hello, everyone. Welcome to the session Research and Data. I'm your speaker today, and I would like to discuss with you research and how easy it is to do research outside academic settings. I think that research should be more used in other settings as well, especially with your own resources or organizational resources, or like just to feed your own curiosity. And today I'll be reminding you some basics of research methods, and also I will be sharing some resources to use so that your research is more complete, and where you can find information. Also, I will share a free survey platforms, or almost free. So it's important to answer why do you want to do research, basically. And the motivations can be all kind of things. So it can be you want to gain a new perspective on a specific problem, or you want to learn more from documented experiences and solutions that other researchers already found out. You want to practice research skills, or you, for example, want to write articles or blog posts that are more valid. Or maybe you want to find new ways how to engage your community on a new level, or be better informed in a specific field or specific issues. It's always good to have a clear research plan. So it's like, what do you want to know specifically? For example, I would like to know why there's a high youth unemployment. Then I need to further figure out what kind of data I need to answer that question, and how I will obtain that data, meaning which methods I will use, and who can provide me with that data. There are many ways how to define research, but I picked one of the ways, which is desk research and field research. And in reality, you will combine both. But if you don't have to, you can stick with one. So for example, desk research would be working with data that you find in the existing content. So that could be statistics, surveys, academic articles, books, media articles. So it's basically working with data that somebody else already created. It saves you time. It's probably also economically cheaper. Sometimes it helps you really to gain a bigger picture on the issue and what surrounds the issue, or it helps you to identify the gaps in the information. So, or where there could be more research, for example, like which questions are not answered. And field research, which is also called primary, is when you go in the field and you do the research yourself. So you perform the survey, or you set up experiments, or you organize focus group, and you gain that information yourself, and then you store it, so that's yours, and then you analyze your own information.
I have a question. When you make this desk research, are there some tools like to double check if the, like if the data are like, how to say, correct? Because I can find many policy papers, or what about this double checking?
I would imagine that I would try to check the references that they used, and also I would try to find similar research.
Mm-hmm.
Now I would like to share some useful tools. I will show how they work and where to find information. That's mostly for desk research or any background research, like where you want to obtain more information on the topic that interests you. Eurobarometer and Eurostat, and these are statistics within the EU. It's a very large database of all kinds of statistics. Eurobarometer is mostly public opinion. So that could be kind of useful on different topics. And Eurostat is all kinds of statistics, and they are submitted by national statistics offices. It has public opinion polls, basically, and you can browse all surveys, or you can browse by theme or by category. There are all these categories that are there. I will pick, for example, culture. When you click, this is the most recent one. Where you will find more information is publication reports, and they are available normally in English or in fact sheets. There are in national languages and in English, so whatever suits your needs. There is like data or publication. So you can find statistics on all kinds of things. It's everything that affects our life, basically. We could look at enterprise statistics, for example. Then there is a section what you can find here. You can click on information on data or publications. That's more readable format. And then we pick one of these. Here we have entrepreneurship statistical indicators, for example. Academia is a website basically created for people that post or publish academic articles, but you don't have to do that. You need to create an account, and basically you can search for academic articles inside the platform. And they are free, so you can read them. You also can set up your own topics of interest and receive weekly selection of articles. You can also search here. So, for example, I put youth unemployment in Western Balkans. There are several things there. You can read it here normally, or you can download it as well. The whole article, basically. The word already suggests it's an archive. You can look for older version of things. It could be podcasts, books, articles, newspaper clippings. There's a lot of US-based information, but not exclusively. And also it works like you can lend, for example, books for 1 hour or for 14 days. I'll show how that works. You search for, let's say, like, for example, I entered social entrepreneurship and I can find books here. I can't download them, but I can have a look first. This is like what it is. It shows me the content, and then I basically need to borrow it so that I see the full thing. So I want to borrow this book, so I'm trying to do that right now. Or I could do it for 14 days. And here's the whole book, basically. You can keep renewing it. Like, there are a lot of things here in general. I just suggest come in and explore. You just need to have an account, and
Yes.
then you can loan those books. Another useful site is data from official international organizations. So I'll review a few. I mentioned the International Labour Organization, Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, and the World Health Organization. They all do their research and they all post reports. So why not take advantage of that there is free information available. So like I said before, international organizations also post their own reports in their own topics. And here you would go to publications. So I want to know more about this, for example. and there's an option to read. I technically could have bought this, but I also am able to read it online. I had another one. Here you would go to resources. This is Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe. I go to publications, and in similar way they have all kind of research done, and they have reports on different topics. I wanted to share as well useful free survey questionnaire making tools. Survey Planet is a free one. There's unlimited amount of questions per form, unlimited amount of responses. A paid version allows you to download results, but however, they are stored on platform and you can work with them when you're on the platform. It also has pretty useful pre-made question templates on different topics, and it has different descriptions of different customizable templates and what they're good for. So that's for example, Survey Planet. And like I said, here are different examples and templates as well. They even explain what it is, what can you accomplish. They have examples of questions you can ask. Let's try to make one. So let's make a new survey. Let's give it a title. Yeah. So it brings me here, and I actually can add questions from the template, depending. So I will do that first, just to show. Let's go with education, and here is like distance learning, for example. I will use them all, so I can add them like this. So I selected them all and I add them to my survey. So they're all here. Let's add our own question. We have a new question. It opens in a new window. I can match that its answer is required. And here are the choices for questions. There's scale, there's form, scoring, or multiple choice. And this is how I save it. So these are all the questions. You can edit them.
Yeah.
For example, that's the one that was given, and you can edit it here. You can also remove questions. So for example, we want to remove one. There is a delete as well. You can keep adding. You can add new question from a template. So for example, I want to add, we were in the education, and I'll pick something from here. For example, I like this question, like which book did you enjoy reading the last semester? And I just add it. It's right here. So now how do we publish it? It's not shared yet, so I will activate it here. And it provides me with a link that I can copy. So direct link. I can share it, for example, on Facebook or somewhere. That's how it works. And then when you have the results, they will be here. With Yacht form, there are like 5 forms that are free. And there are 100 questions per one form allowed, and 100 respondents per month. 500 responses as the maximum. They also have similar templates. Let's pick one. For example, application forms. For example, let's look at the volunteer animal rescue application. We can use the template like it is. I can change it straight away here. I don't want this, for example. So I just put age. I can completely delete this. I don't want anyone's address. You can basically change questions already here. So they have, for example, short text drop down. So let's add an element. So it's saved there. I obviously can move it wherever I want it. It's again the question of playing around with things. So I want a multiple choice. I type a question. There we go. So we have three options. We have a question. It's about playing around with what you have here.